Hi everyone, I am Ketra. We are going to do a collective reading together today, and this video is for the earth sign. So it is for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. I myself am a Taurus, so I'm kind of like excited to see what is going to be in store for us for 2026. We're going to take a look at the energy. My videos are going to be mostly focused on energy kind of guidance moving into 2026. So I thought we would take a look at the energy that we were in for 2025, the energy that we're stepping into for 2026. I used astrology to kind of get some guidance for us from 2025 into 2026. Then we'll also use the Akashic soul records to see where our soul's basically kind of been at for 2025, and then take a look at where it's going for 2026. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching, for subscribing. I appreciate every single one of you. Again, this is a collective reading, so some of these messages may not resonate, and if they don't, that's okay. But let's go ahead and take a look with the Akashic soul records to see where we've been at on our soul's journey for 2025. All right, so let's see one card for 2025. Flow. You are learning the rhythm of trust and surrender. Forces larger than you are moving everything perfectly. Relax into the current and allow life to unfold. I don't know that I could have found a truer card for me personally, because again, I resonate deeply with the earth element sign because I am a Taurus. But this year has been a complete willingness to let go, try to follow the flow. And I say try to follow the flow because it's something new that we're learning how to do as an element of earth, that we're really trying to connect and be grounded with the element that we are, because that is where we're getting a lot of our energy from, right? So for 2025, energetically, the energy was stabilizing. We felt like we kind of needed to stabilize others, holding things together. We had times of feeling under-supported, slow progress despite efforts, stuck in obligation. We may have felt security concerns of time, energy, finances. We've continued to push through the year, even without rest or reward. The energy felt steady, but heavy at times. So let's go ahead, and what we're going to do now, because again, all of those feelings that I wrote down after looking through the astrology, asking my guides for guidance, that was 2025 in a nutshell. So let's go ahead and take a look with tarot of where we're at currently as we're rounding out the year. Where are we at? And then we'll figure out where we're going energetically for 2026. All right, so energy exiting, energy entering, what is being released, and then we're going to ask for some guidance. So energetically, what are we exiting? So we have the High Priestess, we have the Five of Pentacles, and we have Strength. So where we're at right now is we have been tapping into our intuition pretty deeply for 2025. The High Priestess, she realizes, and we may have realized this year, that we really are limitless when we understand what we are energetically with the divine, with God, that there's a little piece of that we are divinity in its entirety. That is us. That's when we become limitless and we're able to tap into our intuition. And so for 2025, I definitely resonate with understanding that we are the keepers of our own secrets, if that makes sense. We know what we need to do. It's just whether or not we have been willing to look deep inside of us to connect with the divine, to connect with our higher purpose. Energy that we're leaving for 2025 is this right here in a nutshell, Five of Pentacles. So we have spent this year really feeling that need to stop calling ourselves out in any kind of negative way. The Five of Pentacles is in its entirety a card of, are you calling yourself out in a negative way? Are you having negative thoughts? 2025 wants us to leave that energy right where it is. There is no need in 2026 to kind of stay in that energy of lack. And we also have the strength card. So we, in 3 cards, have 2 major arcana cards. So this was a major year for us. This was a year of really trying to tap into our inner strength, that quiet strength that wants to be, it wants to be heard. It wants to be allowed out. We are very quiet at times when we're going through things as an earth element, and we just kind of try to figure things out on our own. And so we have had to tap into our quiet strength this year. The sun, our focus this year has really been on what is our sun energy? What is it that gives us that energy? And then we've been following it. We've been learning how to follow it. Then we have the King of Cups here, and that is emotional stability above all the chaos. So I think for 2025, that's what we have been seeking, is how can we find that emotional balance in our life? And then we have the Hierophant. So the Hierophant tells me that in 2025, that's what we've been doing, is really taking what we've been learning and trying to put it into practice. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the energy for 2026. So the energy for 2026 is going to be substantial growth, boundaries around time, labor, and emotional output, letting go of what does not support us, letting go of what does not support, less holding everything alone. So it's really allowing others to help us, which as an earth sign, we just kind of like to build everything on our own for everyone else. And that's just not sustainable, because then we fall into that 5 of Pentacles kind of energy. But in 2026, the energy is going to stabilize, and we're going to realize where we want to put our emotional energy, our pentacle energy, where our thoughts are going to go, and where is it best to allow that fire inside of us to drive us forward on our journey, if that makes sense. 2026, learning it's okay to release control, shifting into trusting our intuition, where our energy is focused becomes selective. Knowing, the inner knowing our value isn't tied to how much we do. And then stability will be from not carrying everything. So we have learned this year what we can handle, and then what sets us off, what gets us off balance. And in 2026, that energy is going to stabilize for us, which is a beautiful thing. So we're going to ask the Akashic Soul Records to give us a little bit of guidance into our energetic flow into 2026. Fully receiving. I love that. You are learning to receive fully love, support, and wisdom. Open your hands, your heart, your energy field. Let yourself be blessed. And that is a nod, in my opinion, and how I intuitively feel, is that we are going to allow others to help us so that we can feel supportive, that we don't have to necessarily support everyone and everything. We can allow for us to accept support from others, accept the support from the divine, and to not block our flow, if that makes sense. So we're going to use the After Tarot to kind of take a look into the energy for 2026, because we are fully receiving. I don't know about you guys, but I'm fully ready to let others help. I don't have to continue to drive that bus, as I like to say during my videos. You're learning to receive fully love, support, wisdom. Open your hands, your heart, your energy field, and let yourself be blessed. And I just think that's an amazing card to get for 2026, because I have been learning a lot about our energy field. So I think a lot of my videos moving forward for 2026 are going to definitely help us with the guidance of our energy. Where's our energy at? Where our thoughts are at, and what that causes energetically. So I'm asking to show me 2026, just a little glimpse into 2026. So you have the 2 of Wands, you have the Page of Cups, you have the 4 of Swords, and then we have the 6 of Wands, and we have the 7 of Pentacles. Very interesting. Okay, cool. So energy for 2026, it is that we have figured out what it is that we want to do. We have planned out what we want to do, and we're stepping forward into that energy. So whatever it is that you're working on, whether it's relationships, situations, environments, connections, it's you being able to manifest that word, what you want into reality. So basically what that means is the thoughts that you're having that you can intuitively tap into are what are, it's what's going to drive you forward. The Page of Cups, it's one of my favorite cards because when we can tap into our inner child and we can kind of follow our happiness, our bliss, that's where we're going to get the most energy from. So many of us try to, take supplements or take this or take that to have more energy. But if you look at kids, they're not like surrounding themselves with thoughts of, oh, I need this to have more energy. I need to do this to have more energy. They have the mindset of play. And so for 2026, for earth signs, I really feel like energetically, the way we're going to feel energized is if we play. So whatever it is that we're doing, how can we come at it with a playful mindset? And then here it is, Four of Swords. It's the fact that we're going to understand that we can rest and things can still happen in alignment. So 2026, the energy shows that we're going to be able to recognize when we need to rest and that it's not going to put us behind our timeline schedule that we have in our mind. We're going to take the time to play. We're going to take the time to rest when we need it. And then Six of Wands. So it's the moment after the Six of Wands. So we're going to feel a lot of like celebrating kind of energy, if that makes sense, where our accomplishments don't feel like they have to equal some mass amount of something. We're going to be able to slow down and just be grateful for all of our little accomplishments, whether it's taking that time to rest. That's an accomplishment because sometimes as an earth sign, we don't want to stop. And then Seven of Pentacles shows that we energetically will be figuring out what works and what is providing that abundance and growth in our lives. So I love that. So we're going to do 3 cards of just advice from tarot moving into 2026. And then also, first and foremost, thank you guys all so much for watching and supporting me in these last 6 months. It has been amazing to do what I've been able to do since starting my channel. So I thank each and every view, each and every subscriber, and all of you guys that make comments. They just really support me. So thank you guys so much. So what is the 3 cards of advice that we could give to earth signs as we're ending 2025 and stepping into 2026? Ace of Wands. So you have an opportunity, a gift that is being handed to you to recognize when your spark, your fire is ignited. That's the yes. So our soul will literally give us a yes and a no. The yes is that spark where it feels like excited, almost like butterflies, like it's like yippee. It's like if you were told you were going to Disneyland. That excitement, those are yes feelings. You have the Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands is that wounded warrior card, but you're not carrying that energy in 2026. You're focusing on one thing at a time moving forward and realizing that you've been through so much. So what is it that you want to? So it's cool because if you think about it, Ace of Wands, and he's holding that one wand. So whatever it is that gives you that spark of joy, excitement, it's like that love for life, whatever that is, hold on to that moving forward into 2026. And then just go at 2026 with that mental clarity. So, and again, I think that it's important to recognize energetically what feels like a yes and what feels like a whoa, no, and I think that would be the supportive energy for 2026. So as always, I really do enjoy doing these videos for you guys. I'm going to probably not do any videos again until the first week of January. So until the next video, take care, you guys. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Stay safe out there and have a great rest of your day.